morning to you all. Good morning to you all from Australia, but again, if you're listening from another country, good afternoon or good evening. My name is Fiona Mary Berry. I'm an ASEA Bronze Executive, happen to be in English class, living in Sydney, Australia now for 20 years. And today's webinar, we just want to talk to you and give you some idea and explore the possibilities that ASEA as a company represents. We're going to talk to you about both the breakthrough and the opportunity. And we're going to hear from, are we just listening from you, Stevie, today, or is Dan joining us?
It'll just be you and me today. Dan's still traveling.
Okay, so we're going to hear from Stevie today. And I want to tell you a little bit about Stevie first. Look, Stevie's been an independent master. He's been like that since the tender age of 15. He's got a wealth of experience in life and business, and I personally love listening to him talk. Every single time I learn something new. In the last 6 years, he said he made the best decision ever. Now I say they because that's he and his lovely wife, Sarah. They live in Queensland, Australia with 4 boys, and they operate their business from home while they homeschool their children, like hundreds of others at the moment in Sydney, but they personally homeschool their children. Stevie and Sarah are high-profile ASEA leaders, which is why I love listening to him. He's passionate about the ASEA mission, and his biggest motto is to better people's lives and be a force of good for the world. And I love that. So, Stevie, I'd love to hand over to you to explain our ASEA breakthrough, and I'll be back to see you later, guys.
Thanks very much, Fiona, for the too kind introduction. But yeah, hey, we were actually, when I say we, it's really my wife that's the Wonder Woman. We were homeschooling when it was still weird, not when everyone had to do it. And yeah, look, hey, big tip of the hat to all of you mums and dads, parents that are homeschooling. From what I've observed, because Sarah does it all, it's a big job. So hopefully this finds you well. I know that in many parts of the world, especially here in Australia, a lot of people are heavily locked down. I'm very lucky that where we are, we only had a very short one, and we were relieved of that a couple of weeks back now. But you know, I know from my family and friends in New South Wales, for example, you're in a heavy lockdown. I think Victoria, you've just gone into one again. Yeah, look, all over the world, I hope that you are safe. I hope that you're secure. I hope that you're not too inconvenienced, first and foremost with your health, but you know, of course, with your financial circumstances as well, with everything that's going on around the world. And if you've come here regardless, thank you. I'm going to transition to this very quickly now because I don't want to waste your time. It's very valuable. It's invaluable because I can't refund your time. Money I could give back to you, but time is non-refundable, so it's far more valuable than money. So let's jump into why we're here today and get stuck into this presentation. So let me just get my screen shared here. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. So as Fiona so kindly said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by the introduction or the Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I, we live in Australia. We are originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was honestly a very big dream come true when we could make that happen. I feel very grateful and because I'm very blessed in my life and with now some income and time and freedom that allows me to enjoy a really nice lifestyle with my family that's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of our reach, to be honest, because the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I've had a difficult time growing up, being you know, very awkward and weird child to parent and school and raise, and it was very tough for me for a lot of reasons, but probably the biggest reason to me was on a daily basis I was told that I was stupid and useless. And when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe that stuff. And so I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, to be honest with you, I just walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I was hanging out with the wrong people, learning from the wrong people, in the wrong places, doing the wrong things. I was just way off mark, to be honest with you. For over a decade, I ended up becoming a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in nightclubs, in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney, popular and notorious for all the wrong reasons. Physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. Back then, you wouldn't have known it, though. I had health troubles. I had an autoimmune disorder. I had inflammatory disorders and diseases, and severe skin, respiratory, and gut diseases most of my life, and lots of bad injuries from very hardcore martial arts too. But as I said, I was way off center. But a turning point for me was when I met the girl of my dreams, and right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. I thought, if I'm going to get this really good woman, I need to become a better man. And but the turning point for me, and I'll forever be grateful to her for this, is that she believed in me when I couldn't, always told me that I was more when I wouldn't. And I figured out, once again, when you're told something often enough, you kind of start to believe it. Now, when I did try to straighten up and fly right, though, I didn't give myself the best head start. And so financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs. I had more than 20 different jobs in far less that time. And over the years, I became tired of being told what I could and couldn't do. I was fed up with my lack of choices and freedom. I'd had enough of being controlled by others, fed up with being oppressed, being manipulated. I finally said, enough, I've had it. I'm not going to live like this anymore, because I worked a lot for very little. I was constantly playing tug of war, trying to make ends meet, and felt like all I was doing was treading water. Do you know what I mean? Treading water with no land or rescue in sight. Any day I could have gone under. Used and abused, burnt out, and missing out on precious family moments because, over the years, of course, I didn't just meet my girl of my dreams. I married her, and we formed a family. And so, I was feeling guilty about a broke bank account and all of the broken promises that I'd made to my wife and kids. Now, I'd been so behind. I've had phone, electricity, gas cut off. I've not been able to pay the rent. I've been evicted and all sorts of embarrassingly broke stuff. I had a big turning point, though. Almost 7 years ago now, over 6.5 years ago, I was introduced to this company with its life-changing breakthrough and its life-changing opportunity, life-changing training. And the company leaders are extremely successful people, but they believed in me too. And furthermore, taught me how to believe and become more. And so now, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them. Instead of breaking promises, I get to keep them. But most importantly, I get to make even more of them, and bigger ones for my family now too. So instead of all of this financial insecurity that I came from, and indignity and being embarrassingly broke, I now have more, with the ability to believe and become more and give more, thanks to this company. It's life-changing training, which has shown me this life-changing better way. So I want to share that with you now. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to share with you the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough. They're saying it's a great breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. In fact, for 2 decades, science had declared that this breakthrough was impossible. That's how big it is. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, which is proven by renowned universities, world-leading laboratory and medical studies, not made-up studies. 15 years ahead of its time is what this breakthrough is considered to be. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. So it's very advanced and making a very big difference in people's lives. And drug companies, pharmaceutical companies wanted it all shut down, but we'll talk more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be absolutely clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything you are seeing on the screen right now or anything else you've ever seen before. Because what we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition and well beyond any type of ingredients or technology already out there. Because what I'm about to show you is entirely new. I mean, an entirely new frontier in science, and it's truly groundbreaking. It's category creating and a real deal healthcare breakthrough. So the ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they're native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. They're your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and your genetic expressions, so pretty much everything, in a very positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to do everything, including heal itself. And this happens by redox signaling molecules telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. So literally, that's how your body regenerates its own tissue. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Look, to keep it short, the bottom line is this: redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning at an optimal level. Now, why is this also important? Because we are all made of cells, every single part of us. We live and die at the cellular level. So redox signaling molecules are the keys to life, since they're the keys to cells knowing what to do. They are essential, redox signaling molecules, for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all critically depend on redox signaling. Because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, if they're native to our body, they're already in there, what's the point of putting more into our body? Well, when we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules, so you don't typically have a shortage there. Some children can be born without, but that's kind of rare. That's generally why children have so much energy, because they have so many of these redox signaling molecules. It allows them to run around all day and heal very fast and not wake up sore the next day. It allows them to bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness, again, because they have so many redox signaling molecules quickly sending signals, telling cells to protect, repair, and replace themselves. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, your cells break down. And their ability to make redox signaling molecules with that also breaks down. And so without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, your cellular function, protection, healing processes all become slow, sluggish, and the cell breaks down more and more. And so does your health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously, and so they're very highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, and ASEA allows these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, to demonstrate to everybody the safety and efficacy of the redox products and certify them as safe and effective in everybody. Now, ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science, because as for redox biochemistry, in regards to that area of science, which is enormous, it's based in Nobel Prize winning research. The first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the very first discovery of a signaling molecule. And since then, there have been multiple signaling molecules discovered, along with multiple Nobel Prizes being awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published in the National Library of Medicine, and you typed in redox signaling there, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide is already out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. Very real science here. So according to medical researchers, as reported in the Huffington Post, which specifically wrote about ASEA in this article, as other mainstream media has done, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. Medical conferences are being held about redox. Medical doctors medical students are studying redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox. Now, there is one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. Now, ASEA is already light years ahead of all of this, because right now, ASEA redox users are accessing redox through ASEA and enjoying cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of your genetic pathways, and in other words, affect your genes that improve immune system health, that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improves gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates your hormone balances to support your vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are absolutely key in the health of every individual, and they play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover, ASEA Redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study has said that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is ASEA's ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now, that is very significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. Now, from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. That makes them better than natural. They're already in you. Your body's already able to make them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very good sense to protect your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, right? If you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. So if you don't want to, you don't need to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors for you to listen into right now so you can hear what experts have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. So what can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, I'd like to show you what's possible from the outside in, because it's easier to see, right? Now that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, which are Renew 28 Redox Gel and the Intensive Redox Serum. And these Redox technologies are further supported and enhanced by their complementary, all natural ingredients products, which is our gentle refining cleanser and ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let me just show you some pictures where you'll be able to see some really great health, anti-aging and age reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots and marks, and inflammations, irritations and aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated and improving the quality of life. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the far left couldn't be seen by Rosie because she didn't take these pictures. In fact, Rosie believed that the products weren't even working. It was Rosie's doctor who took these pictures. So when Rosie went back to see the doctor to say the products didn't work, Rosie was shown these pictures by her doctor, and I guess the rest of the story is seen here, right? Everybody says they want to see how ASEA goes. That is fair enough, but most people miss the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures, or for anything they can't take a picture of, keeping a written record instead. Now, you're probably going to miss the changes too. In fact, most of the before and after photos that I show you are of people who didn't think that it was having an impact, these Redox technologies. So please take pictures. That's how you see how this goes, or at least keep a written record. Around about 7 weeks can be a typical time for people to notice result with Renew 28. Some people notice it within 7 days. We can actually give people an experience in around about 7 to 10 minutes, most people. But some people need to apply more product, more time, and more patience, like this lady who's showing her results over 7 months. And that's generally, for a lot of reasons, but generally when there's more going on with someone's health, I need to take more for longer. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. On this planet, redox signaling molecules are redox signaling molecules. In you, me, animals, and plants, they're all exactly the same. Now, studies show that ASEA redox products contain nothing but redox signaling molecules. Studies also show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect, which makes common sense, right? Redox signaling molecules are redox signaling molecules. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, look at this doctor who decided to do an experiment of his own on his very own face, and was brave enough to walk around like a weirdo as he used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. He walked around like this for a month. So forever grateful to him, and what a great example of what these redox products can do. Renew 28 is not just for your face. You can use it all over your body, whether it be your arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs. Now, speaking of that, these pictures are actually from a study from a world-leading laboratory. The study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon very strict studies to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found after just 12 weeks was that there was a more than 20% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. So scientists in this study did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening. And what they saw was the subcutaneous fat dissolving from the use, which was causing the cellulite, from the use of Renew 28, this is being dissolved. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite. Renew 28 also helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It goes deeper than that, and it helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about that in about 10 minutes. If you have something around your body that is causing you discomfort, soreness, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. Give it a sore score, right? 10 meaning the most amount of soreness you can experience. Apply Renew 28 on that sore spot 3 times within 5 minutes. Get a timer out. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people who do this will notice a soothing or reduction of their discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Now, it is a historical fact and a universal truth that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. The greater the breakthrough, the greater the opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough that has created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this to create a living while bettering people's lives. Now, I was offered this opportunity to participate in my own rescue, like I said, almost 7 years ago. And since then, I've been working with thousands of good-hearted people who wanted more income, more time back in their day, and to create a lifestyle that each and every one of us deserves. But none of that happens without helping people first. And that's one of the biggest reasons that I fell in love with this opportunity. It's about bettering people's lives first and foremost. Now, as for the ASEA Redox technologies, they are the world's first and only redox technologies. Don't be fooled by tricky marketing out there. They're trying to copy what they say, but in truth, scientifically, they cannot copy what we do. For nearly 3 decades now, no one other than the medical scientists who've worked with ASEA, no one but they have been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before ASEA's breakthrough work, science had declared this was impossible, and it's remained impossible to everybody else other than ASEA. Now, ASEA is also heavily patented. So that means ASEA is not allowed to be copied. But furthermore, ASEA can't be copied anyway, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA, not in the bottle. So no one can figure out how to reverse engineer this. ASEA is the only ones that know how to make this and the only ones who have. And so ASEA can't be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. That means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And I mean that. No other products in the world can do what ASEA does, because none of them are redox signaling molecules. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what redox signaling molecules can. And ASEA is redox signaling molecules. Now, because redox works in everybody, because everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody. And again, no other products can make these claims. I don't care whatever it is or however good it is, no juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever, nothing else can make these claims. They can try to talk like they are the same, but they are not. ASEA holds massive opportunities over and above everything else out there and across all health science sectors. Healthcare and wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. This is one breakthrough that is changing a $3 trillion industry. Game changer. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, as Fiona mentioned at the beginning, our mission here at ASEA, which I've adopted into my heart, is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. Full stop. That is first and foremost what we're here to do. Now, here's a glimpse at our business model. We personally share ASEA with others. Along the way, we find and even attract to us people who want to do the same. So we grow and expand a global network of others sharing redox with others. Now, you get paid for all of this, every single purchase, every single time. So that puts you in business for yourself. You can be your own boss, but you'll never be in business by yourself, because together we will continue to work to improve the productivity of the networks we've built, and it can allow you to build with us locally, regionally, nationally, and even internationally. And so ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So if you're looking for either an extra income, part-time income, full-time income, big-time income, legacy leaving income for loved ones to come, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions, to be able to afford you making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leverage. So let me cover that. You receive a residual income not just from the first, but from all of the repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to a seer. On top, you also received unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person that your contacts and others to no end also refer. Now, because you can refer as many people as you like, and because they can refer as many people as they like, and because that goes on without end, and you are paid for not just every referral, but every referral's repeated again and again and again purchases, well, that makes the residual and leveraged income potential here unlimited. It doesn't matter how far and wide or deep these referrals go around the world, you can benefit from it all. Now, just this marketing, by the way, this type of marketing, this style of marketing is done all the time. When you recommend good movies, TV series, restaurants, cafes, books, or whatever it might be, it's natural to tell people who then tell even more people. And it goes on and on. It's called word of mouth marketing. And it is the most ancient, but today still the #1 most powerful, effective, trusted, and listened to form of marketing in the world. Nothing else has beat it. Nothing else ever will. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. The seer is currently in 35 countries. They've opened up new markets every previous year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million by the year 2025, so in less than 5 years. Residual income is impressive, being able to be paid again and again and again from work you've maybe just done once, being able to be paid on your days off, on your holidays, while you sleep, that's very impressive. But more so, residual income is very important because you have residual bills. They aren't going away, but maybe the type of income that you have right now is going away. What do I mean by that? Well, look at this first. Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. They probably have residual income. Same with these folks too. 3 out of every 100 find themselves financially secure by 65. However, these next lot of people I'm going to introduce to you probably have a different style of income. 7 out of every 100, by the time they're 65, are still working to survive. They still need to go to work to get their money. Not working because they want to, that's completely different. These people are working because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. Now, worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. So what's going wrong? What's putting these 81% of people on a failing financial plan as opposed to the top 4% there that seem to have worked everything out? It's this: making money that is no longer dependent on you're paid by the hour. In other words, selling, sacrificing, giving up your precious time for money, known as active income. Sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. It's going away for everybody. No one's immune to this. And this may be very concerning if you're thinking like I was a few years ago, my active income already isn't enough as it is. Now, this is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. A lot of people are having health problems, but I'm telling you, a lot of people, maybe even before they know it, are having wealth problems. Money's an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you don't control it, it's going to control you. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to be a slave for money until you die. It's a half truth, but it's the truth. The truth. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, by the way, keep it. You're blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom and their future, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life, this here is a very significant opportunity to be paid a very significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you your dreams and your freedom. Now, here's what's most significant. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that is what you do with a seer, and it's the only way to make this work. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make really great money here. You can be rewarded on top with all sorts of great monthly bonuses and all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world, all of this good stuff. You can have a really great lifestyle here, but Really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a seer. And it was demonstrated because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars in 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies that proved the seer, those big drug companies offered a seer huge sums of money to buy a seer and own it exclusively, own the rights to it all. However, those drug companies also wanted a seer to shut down and to take everyone off Redox. Now, thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. You see, because Vertus and Tyler saw people, not profits, they saw people. People who went from very severe health challenges that once upon a time left them and their doctors even feeling hopeless, to then these people being able to access life-changing power through Redox. And when Vertus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Vertus and Tyler felt they could not in good conscience sell out. And so that's why they did it. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Vertus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. So the ASEA founders turned down the huge sums of money from big pharma companies, deciding to go the supplement route instead of the drug route, so that they could expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. Now, one of ASEA's biggest guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is always demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. And they've never failed that example. In the 11th year that we're in now, they've never taken a step in the wrong direction. Now, as the ASEA founders and corporate team come from very big backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced. We're talking up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They know how to run very big, profitable global companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, bettering people's lives, and being a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. If you have any questions, ask them. At the very least, let the person who introduced you here know that you were here, and let them know what has stood out to you the most so far. And if you have any questions, they can point to where you can find the answers very easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see ASEA is the real deal. But on that note, even more importantly, what's better than a third-party study? A first-party study. Have this Redox experience for yourself. If you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, stronger, longer, or even more than that, if you have dreams and desires that you want to see come into reality, if you want to be, do, have, able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, not just for you, but for others, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make more of a difference in the world, you certainly can become part of this Redox reality, and you can become more. And if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life can become better in many, many ways. Lots of money, yes, but in lots more ways more important than that. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And thank you very much, Fiona, for looking after me here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I actually just want to concur what Stevie says, because, you know, his story is very, very interesting. And if he hadn't taken those decisions to do what he'd done, then there's a lot of us that we work with him that wouldn't actually be able to have our own health back. I personally was an aqua aerobic teacher, and I had very, very sore knees, and it looked like I was going to be able to have to give up my aqua dream. It was only a part-time job, and I do it as a fun, and it was enjoyable, but the knees were very, very sore. And my friend Maria Hopwood, that you'll have seen on here, introduced me to it and said, just come on. Come on for 3 months or 4 months and see how it feels. And it was brilliant. I've now increased aqua from 6 sessions to 12. Well, when we're back out of lockdown again. But yeah, so it's very good. And I now have done the same. I've passed that wonder on to others. And you get what can I say? You get so many wonderful stories that you generally have a win-win. You can give people wins in their health, and you can give people wins in their sort of business as well. So look, guys, Stevie, thank you so much for sharing your story. I did ask anybody in the chat if they had any questions. Can you show the Redox? I'm not quite sure what that means, Nanu.
I do.
Do you know
I
what
do. Let me just stop the recording first.